Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. All right, so here's what we were looking at in yesterday's video. We had resistance, resistance, support, 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 support. We were bouncing in between those two trend lines right there. It looked like we were testing going to the upside, and I was thinking if we break this trend line going up, then maybe we'll start coming up to the next Fibonacci retracement level at .394. And the other thing I was talking about is we need to break .3390, the 38% Fibonacci retracement level, to be able to come up here. We had trouble right at that area. Check it out. Resistance right at that 38% level came down. Resistance again at that level. That's when we got rejected and started heading down. We were continuing to bounce in here even after we got rejected, boom, but we broke that trend line going to the downside. Like I was saying, support, 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 support. We broke that support going down. I was thinking if we break this support line going to the downside, I'm looking at .294, my limit order that I've had all the way since back here, around December, 22nd or somewhere, maybe somewhere around here, December 21st, I don't know, somewhere around there. I've had so I bought down here, it went up, hit that 38% Fibonacci retracement level and started heading down. That's when I sold this position that I bought down here, and it started coming down, and then I put my limit order back up at .294. Basically, ever since here, I've been waiting for it to come back down to fill that, to buy Dogecoin at this level. Right now, we broke that support and we're heading down. I'm wondering if I can get my limit order filled finally at .294. I actually added a little bit more to this position, or added a little bit more to this limit order. The other day when we were testing this resistance, I added a little bit more over here. So when I got paid the other day, I put a little bit at this position, and then I put just now a little bit more on this limit order right here. So I was thinking, like I told you in the last video, I'm trying to accumulate right now. If it goes up, then great. This position's going to be worth more and I can maybe trade it. But if it goes down, then maybe I could get some cheaper Dogecoin at .294. And it looks like that's what's happening. We can go ahead and delete this trend line. We actually did. Okay, so that was the other thing that I was looking at. We had this trend line going to the downside. Resistance, resistance, resistance. We actually broke that trend line going up, but I mentioned this in the last video. We want to watch the top. When we break a trend line like that, we want to watch the previous little top right there, and then the bottom right here. So I mean, technically we haven't broken this bottom right here, and that's what the other thing I wanted to mention is we have to break through this little support that we got in the past, because we came down and got support and then bounced to the upside. We need to break through this little bottom right here. Then I could get much more confident on .294. If we break .294 going to the downside, let's just get into even an even more bearish scenario. Let's say we break this one going down. The next Fibonacci retracement level that I'm looking at is .247. And if you're new here, I was looking at my analytics, and there's a lot of new people all the time. So if you're new here, these levels that I'm talking about, this is how I got them. We had a big, huge run on Dogecoin like this, right? And then we started having trouble up here. We had trouble pushing past that area at around .242, .247, or 2428, around .480 up here, and around maybe .483, something like that. So we had trouble up here. I got the Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so we had the big run, right? We had a big run. We started having trouble pushing up. We started coming down. That's when I set up the Fibonacci retracement levels. Okay, so you get the Fibonacci retracement tool. You drag from the bottom of the run to the top of the run, and that gives us those levels to watch as it comes down. So what I did, we had trouble. I took profits because I thought it was going to go down. Set up the Fibonacci retracement levels and put limit orders at those levels: the 38%, the 23%, the 38, 50%, 61%. Those are the ones I was looking at. I was mainly looking at the 28, the 38, 23, 38, and 50. Sorry, I'm not feeling that great. My head's a little messed up right now. I have a little cold or something. But so I bought those levels going to the downside, and we've been trading off them. Like I was been talking about. Bought right here, sold right here, bought right here, sold right here, bought right here. And yeah, I'm wondering if we could come down and buy right here. Maybe we can continue to do something like that. So yeah, basically when we break these Fibonacci retracement levels, either going to the downside or to the upside, then we could look at the next one. So right now we just got rejected at the 38% level. So I'm thinking that the next spot that the next limit order that I'm going to get is at 294. Maybe we'll get a bounce right here. Maybe we'll break below it. If we break below it, the next Fibonacci retracement level that I'm looking at is .247, which is the 61%. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If you're new to trading, check out tradingview.com. That's where I do this stuff on. I'm on a computer. So that's the way I look at these charts. Let's go ahead and delete this trend line though, because we broke it, but we still haven't, we broke it, so I'm not really paying attention to that too much right now. Let's go back to the 4 hour real quick. So like I was saying, I want to see us break this support right here, which is sitting at, what is it? I don't know. The bottom is like around .305. The bodies is around what? .3116. Right now, it looks like we're almost getting a little bit of support on there. I'm kind of curious if we're going to bounce right here, or if we're going to continue to go down. It kind of seems like there's some bearish momentum in the market right now. So let's see if we continue to go down and continue to hit these limit orders. Like I said, I took profits up here. So now I'm trying to accumulate dollar cost averaging as we go down. The lower we go, the cheaper Dogecoin is, the bigger position you're going to be able to get. So it's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? Like, as far as trading or, investing and trading and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's just how I'm approaching it. I also mentioned this little rising wedge too. I wasn't sure. I thought we could have broke through it, and we kind of did test it and broke it a little bit, but we got rejected and started heading down, broke that resistance. And in a rising wedge, technically the target is the previous support right here, and that's basically where we hit. So let's see if we get a bounce right here, or if we can continue to go down, and I could buy some more Dogecoin. And if it breaks that one going to the downside, the next spot that I'll be buying is .247. Let's see how far it goes down. Let's see where we start getting bounces. I'm very curious if this is going to hold support and bounce to the upside right now though. But like I said, there is some bearish momentum that seems like it's going on in the whole market. So, but yeah, I've been waiting for this limit order for a while. So I don't know. We'll see if I can get it filled or not. I think that's about it. Let's take a look at the daily time frame real quick, and just look at the moving averages, because this looks a little like we still have some bearish momentum, I guess, to go. Okay, so we're looking at this blue line right here, the 9 moving average. When we are below it, or when we break below it, or right here is actually a good example. When we break below it, we come into it and have resistance on it. We weren't able to close any of these bodies above that 9 moving average. Do you see what I'm saying? So we break below it, we come up to it, have resistance. It's resistance. That line is acting as resistance right now, and it pushes us to the downside. So as long as we're underneath the 9 moving average right here, like we are right now, then it's possible for us to start heading down. If we break this, like let's say we start testing it though, let's say we start really testing it and then break through it, that's when we can start getting a little more bullish. That's going to be a signal that we might be changing direction but like I said, daily time frame, we're under the 9 moving average. This is technically a kind of a bearish sign, or like I said, until we break above it, that's going to be when we can actually maybe think we're changing directions and maybe get a little bit more bullish. And going back to the 9 moving average, when we break above it, like right here, come down, test it, get support on it, and push to the upside. And this is like an example of that. Same with back here. We broke above that 9 moving average. Actually, we broke it like over here. And then ever since then, we were kind of getting support on it, bouncing to the upside. See, support. We actually broke it a little bit in these 2 areas, but we did find support right at pretty much that 9 moving average. So that's what I'm thinking. Daily time frame, 9 moving average is a big clue in my opinion. So we can look at that. I mean, and then if you want to, you could also switch up to like, so I'm on the daily time frame right now. If we go to like the weekly time frame, Same thing when we break below, we broke below right here. Resistance, 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 resistance. Looks like we have some, like it looks like we're still under the 9 moving average, aka still have momentum to push to the downside. That's why I'm a little more confident on my limit order right here, and maybe even starting to think about a limit order down here at around 0.247. I'm going to keep my limit order here, even though I think it's possible that it could go down here or even lower, you know what I mean? But I want a dollar cost average, and we've been, like I was talking about at the beginning, we've been able to trade. So initially I bought this, I think it was like 300 or something. I think I turned it into like 450 or something over here. So, or it's grown that much just from these trades or something like that. I don't know the exact numbers. It was like a couple $100, but it's grown a little bit just from trading. And I'm accumulating more Dogecoin, like I was talking about ever since I sold here. That's what I want to do, is accumulate more Dogecoin. But I think I think that about wraps it up for today. Yeah, next limit order, 0.294. Let's see if we can come down and hit that. Let's see if it gets support or if we break through it and have to go hit the next one. Let me know what you guys are thinking, though. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to check out the last video, check it out right here. And if you're new to trading, check out this playlist right here. I'll help get you started. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.